Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Wysteria here. Just so we're clear, Dougal is snoozing in the background. I refuse to wake him up or move him. He's comfortable. If he starts snoring, then I apologise, but that's just Dougal. Let's continue where we left off. Alec, 2 weeks later. 2 weeks pass. I've never been great at waiting, and when I'm anxious, I find there's nothing more irritating than paparazzi in my face. Sure, they've been following me around my whole life, but since I turned 18, locusts are more subtle. And it's always the same questions. Excited for your glass summer ball? Choose your bride yet? Give us a name, Alec. A few times, I came close to casting a silencer spell, but Mita has already been snooping around our offices. There's no need to make headlines about what the agency calls aggressive magic. At last, the big night arrives. Knox and I lounge on the couch in my office. I even drag the thing further into the shadows so no one would notice us. The only source of light is a single lamp over my desk. We haven't been hanging out for long when voices sound in the outer hallway. It's Legend and a woman. Whoever it is, the lady's not my mother. Oh, Legend, the woman speaks. That's new. Should I keep my hands away, he asks. Some dots connect in my mind. Keep your hands to yourself, in a new hit single from singer Cassidy Audacity. She's in town for a tour. Unless I ask you to play, she sings in reply. Oh, that's Cassidy Audacity, all right. I stifle the urge to groan. Allow me to show you my private elevator, says Legend. Footsteps sound, followed by the ding of an elevator closing. They're gone. A long moment pauses before Knox speaks. Want to talk about it? Nah, I sigh. Thanks for asking, though. I'm here, you know that. Knox leans back into the couch. I'm bored as hell, but I'm here. Cassidy Audacity isn't shocking, Knox chuckles. I've known Legend for years, remember? True. The only time you got interested was when Legend dated the actress who plays Mighty Woman. Best Saturday morning TV show ever, says Knox. Legend ruined it for me, but I've forgiven him. You're a class act, Knox. The ding of the elevator sounds again. Knox and I fall silent. My buddy tilts his head. I've seen that move before. Knox is leaning into his shifter hearing. If I thought it was hard to wait 2 weeks, the next few seconds are close to impossible. Is Ella coming at last? I strain to hear the sound of footsteps. Nothing. Then again, I'm no shifter. Knox looks to me and gives the barest of nods. It takes everything in me not to cheer. Ella is on her way. Knox kicks back onto the couch. Who is she? He whispers. She? I ask innocently. That footstep is too light to be a guy. I place my pointer finger across my lips in the universal movement for shh. Knox rolls his eyes. Next time, pick up girls on your own. You're more than capable. Knox has a point. I dragged him here as my wingman without being honest about it. I vow to make it up to the guy later. Right now, it's time to see Ella again. A figure slips into my office. She's curvy and young with brown hair. Not Ella. I reach into my pocket, ready to cast a spell and figure out what went wrong. That's when I notice it. Knox is sitting up. He's also doing that werewolf sniffing thing again. For the record, I've never seen Knox act this way around a girl before. The mystery girl digs around in the box on my desk. Interesting. Knox and I have been trying to solve the problem of my first curse, which is the one where wardens can't marry without killing the spouses, and the particular containers that a visitor is opening. It holds power free from ancient Egypt. As a matter of fact, I have a sideline acquiring Papri. With any luck, I might uncover information about this so-called fountain of magic and how to break my warden curse. So far, I haven't had much luck, though. The stuff uses its own language of hieroglyphs. I can barely manage English, let alone some new text from ancient Egypt. And if I'm being honest, I'm pretty happy with the warden's curse. It stops me from worrying about my Le Charme version. But tinkering Papri keeps my parents happy. And who knows, maybe someday I will want to marry. It's possible. The girl opens the box, pulls out Papri, takes digital photos, then she reseals the container with ease. Impressive, but not as entertaining as watching Knox lose his mind beside me. The guy's almost hyperventilating. All of which adds up to one thing. Ella isn't here, but I've seen this girl before. She's definitely Ella's buddy. So I simply must chat her up. And if that means Mr. Smoothshifter loses his mind a little, that's just an extra bonus. The girl finishes resealing the box and freezes. No question about it. She's sensed that we're here. I rise and get ready for the fireworks. Little by little, the girl turns to face me. Hey. Hello, I'm Alec, and I smile. I came here to take pictures of your Papri. I'll just leave now. I was waiting for the jewel thief. I explain. Normally, she comes here with you. The girl lifts her chin. I don't know what you're talking about. I hold my hands up, palms forward. Your friend isn't in any trouble. I've started running checks on the pieces she takes, or rather my dwarves have. They're all stolen jewels with a bounty on them. Lasham would have returned them if the company was aware. The girl sets her fists on her hip. Your parents totally knew. You're right. My parents knew. After all, Diamond took the time to have the footage destroyed. But I didn't. And I'm ready to work with her. And why would you want to do that? Every time she steals something, she leaves a pile of cinders on my desk. The cleaning staff have been complaining. The girl steps forward toward the door. This is me leaving. I move to block a path. A shiver visibly rolls up the girl's back. She glances over in the general direction of where Knox hides in the shadows. Back off, she declares. I said I was going. I haven't spent years talking down jittery fans, not to know how to deal with this situation. It's important to continue the conversation. How come you want to steal my Papri anyway, I ask. I make digital photos of them. There's a difference. Why not ask my office for access? I did. Many times. Let me guess. Your request got routed through my parents. That they did. Well, ask me this time. You'll get a different answer. No one else should look at those Papri. They're ours. That would be Knox, snarling from the shadows. Over the years, I've learned the nature of the different growls. This particular variety says he's fighting with himself. Knox is interested in this girl. Oh, this is just too good. If we're having a group discussion, why don't you come out of the shadows, I ask. Setting my hand back into my pocket, I toy with some gems there. It's something I do when thinking things through, and in this case, there's one conclusion to be made. Oh, I like her, I state. We should work with her directly. No, grumps Knox. The girl glares in Knox's direction again. Quiet, you. I'm talking here. I can't help but chuckle. Oh, we're definitely working together. Working with you on what? She asks. The Papri, of course, I reply. There's a code in them. We're trying to break it. A code? At this point, the girl's phone rings. She raises a pointer finger. One sec. I have to get this. You're taking a call? Right now? You always this fast, the girl says, with a smile and a wink, though. It's a quiet room and a loud phone. Long story short, I can hear the voice through the earpiece. Hey, Bri. Every nerve in my body goes on alert. It's been there, and it's been 3 years since I heard that particular tone, but I will never forget it. Ella, and her friend is named Bri. Good to know. Hey, says Bri. Your aunt is on hold right now. I told them that you're in the shower at my place. Normally that would make them hang up, but they wanted to stay on the line until you got out. I said I'd take them off hold once you were done. Are you ready? Sure. Patch them through. Now I understand, having intrusive guardians. In this case, it seems Bri's aunt is a pain in the neck. I wasn't kidding before. I do like this Bri. This makes me even more intrigued. You got it, says Ella. And how's it going with the heist? It's going. That good, eh? Bri glances my way. I'll explain later. Patch them through now, or they may actually be tempted to use magic. You got it, says Ella. At this point, there's a lot of high-pitched chatter on the other end of the call. I don't catch all of it, but I do make out the words homework and episode, as well as Bry's claim that Miss Chang is not teaching her martial arts. I know a lie when I hear one. Bry's totally learning martial arts. That makes her even more interesting. Bri paces the floor, which, obviously with each step, she gets closer to Knox. At this point, I wish I had popcorn and a soda. I rather enjoy this show. Yeah, it's good. Sure enough, Bri does get too close, and Knox growls. What's that noise? Asked the voice on the phone. Oh, that. We're watching Animal Planet. It was terrifying. The voice has a warble to it. Must be Bri's auntie. That exchange is followed by even more yammering from the auntie in question. Bri gives her a minute before cutting the call short. Love you all, says Bri. Bye-bye. She ends the call and turns to me once more. Sorry about that. Can't they trace you, I ask. Duh. This is my burner phone. My friend has my real phone. Your friend named Ella. How much do I love saying the name Ella out loud? Very much indeed. Like you didn't know. Briar slips around into her purse and pulls out a can of mace. I'm going to leave now. This is the last time I'll say it. Please. This time I give her my very best smile. I waited patiently while you rifled through my things. I didn't even call security. The least you can do is answer a few questions before you mace my face off. Fine. Ask your questions. How old are you? Here's what the question is all about. If Knox is interested in Bri, then this girl must be part of the Magicorum. And for those of you who are shifters, casters, or fae, turning 18 is a major birthday. As I've learned too well, turning 18 means marriage. Sure, I'm fighting this, but I'm an exception. By asking Bri her age, I'm just providing Knox with important information. And yes, I'm being a bit of a busybody matchmaker. We're friends, right? What are they for? That's rather personal, says Bri. How old are you? 18. And you are? Bri shrugs. I'm 18. You're 18. That's what I said. Right now. Knox asked this one from the shadows. Classy. My birthday is in 3 days. Bingo. In other words, if Knox wants this girl, he better get moving. Am I a great matchmaker or what? And move Knox does. My friend hauls his butt off the couch and steps into the light. There's no mistaking the energy and interest that sparks between him and Bri. I should know. I experienced the same thing with Ella 3 years ago. What's your name? Asked Bri. Knox. Knox like the gelatin? Like the fort. Oh. I roll my eyes. Master of Charm, that's my Knox. What's your name? Knox asks. I'm tempted to shoot. The guy thumbs up. Asking for names is a very normal way to get to know another person. Much better than growling. I consider this good progress. Bri rose. You're not safe here, Bri rose. At this point, Knox actually snarls. I roll my eyes once more. Was I really about to congratulate my friend on his social skills? Forget it. That growl is equivalent of impersonal dynamic. I've seen this mill before, and most folks run for exits. After all, Knox is a warden and a badass. In this case, he's also being a douchebag. I wince, waiting for Bri to hightail it out of the office. That isn't what happens. Bri steps closer to Knox. I can handle myself. No, you need to leave. Knox points to the door. And don't ever come back. You got me. Bri turns to me. You wanted to talk. I blink hard, not believing what I'm seeing. Bri still isn't running. How wonderful. Yes, I did it. I did. And yes, I did. While I'm listening, when you were on the phone just now, you said something about tutors. Are you one of the Magicorum that can't go to regular school? Why do you ask? I attend a school called Westlake Prep. Heard of it? Maybe. You don't grow up in retail and not know when someone's interested in particular whatever. And the idea of Westlake Prep definitely appeals to Bri. I want to get closer to Ella, which means keeping Bri around. And if watching Knox actually fall for a girl happens along the way, that only adds to the fun. I'm a student there, I explain, going into my senior year, as a matter of fact. And? Bri prompts. My parents are on the school board. You want in? You're definitely accepted. As long as you can join the summer internship program at Le Charme. Knox rounds on me. You don't have a summer internship program. Quiet, Knox. I just made it up. I refocus on Bri. But I assure you, my parents will do this for me. They're dying for me to take an interest in the business. They'll be thrilled if I organise some interns. And when I say interns, I mean both Ella and Bri, obviously. Of course, it may take some doing to hide Ella from Diamond, but the dwarves already think Ella is a heroine for returning stolen jewels. I'm sure they can work their magic on our video tracking systems. But what if someone says I'm not qualified for Westlake? Asked Bri. We have ways around that. We're a private institute not subject to all government rules and regulations. Plus, if you're awarded a scholarship, I allow the logic to hang out there. Knox's face darkens. You don't have a scholarship program either. I said quiet. I stay focused on Bry. So what do you think? If I take your internship, are there more papyri I can read? Sure. I'll even give you everything we have on the code. How will you do that? You ship all your papyri away. They're shipped, but to another floor. All the original papyri are stored right here in this building. Bry frowns. I thought you sent them somewhere else. You thought wrong. In fact, I hereby declare that your internship job will be to research all the papyri in our archives and work on breaking the code. What's the code about? Asked Bry. That's a good question, isn't it? Once you break the code, you can tell us. It's a lie, but warden business is our own. Why do I get in exchange? What do I get in exchange for all this? Asked Bry. LaShawn will pay you a wildly inappropriate salary, whether or not you crack on word of the hidden code. We even have furnished apartments here in the building. You could work round the clock if you wanted. That's what interests you, doesn't it? The papyri in our collection and being independent. Possibly. Oh, she's interested, all right. I flash at another in my collection of compelling grins, so consider it. Knox steps between me and Bry. He spies the edge of a brochure in Bry's bag. The title is something about Magicorum and the Denari League. Uh-oh. Knox's favourite pastime is trying to kill Jules. Failing that, Knox takes down Jules' minions, and many of those folks are in that league. Knox plucks the brush from Bry's bag. You really think you're in the Magicorum, yeah? I know that I am. Bry snatches the brush back. Don't touch my stuff. Knox rubs his chin. This Denari thing has him worried, clearly. No one gets more protective than a shifter. Even if Knox thinks he doesn't like Bry, he'll want to safe. If you're in the Magicorum, then what's your fairy tale template? I open my mouth, ready to point out that it's obvious how Bry is part of the Magicorum, yet I can imagine where Knox is coming from here. No doubt, part of him hopes she's not Magicorum, and this attraction is some fluke. Been there, tried to rationalise that. Not answering, says Bry. Knox works his I'm an alpha ward and stare at the girl. In my opinion, this tactic is far more effective than growling. Bry takes in a deep breath. My template is Sleeping Beauty. Then why are you after all the papyri? Asked Knox. Shouldn't be out in the woods looking for your prince. I have other interests. Bry looks at me once more. I'd like to find out about your internship. No, says Knox, she wouldn't. Yes, Bry counters, she would. Don't order me around. As she says those last four words, Bry pokes Knox in the chest. My buddy's eyes widen. For shifters, touch is important. I'm pretty sure Knox is debating whether or not to kiss Bry at this point. With his alpha shifter power, most girls would just kiss him first. Again, Bry surprises. Bry steps away from Knox and looks to me. Like I said, Alec, I'll be in touch. How did she walk away? Shifter mojo is next to impossible to ignore. Hell, I have trouble with Knox sometimes. What's going on here? My eyes widen. It could be a life mate thing. When shifters find their mate, it can break all the rules. Perhaps that's why Bry can walk away so easily. It's something to consider. For now, I have an internship to finalise. Stop by my office any time. I tell Bry. Only it's preferable if you visit during working hours. I'm here every day during the summer, or I will be now that Ella may be stopping by. And all they do is pay me to dress up and surf the web. I'd love some good company. Hey, I'm here with you, Knox growls. I wink. Like I said, I'd love some good company. I'll stop by. Bry shoots one last glare in Knox's direction before hustling herself out the door. Knox watches her leave. His body still as a statue. He's got it bad, all right. An internship around on Knox. Tell me that wasn't brilliant. You cannot hire her. Why not? I like her. And if she can get something new out of those papyri, we need to try. We'll figure it out on our own. If there's some secret in there, our people haven't found it in the last, what is it again? Oh yeah, that's right. 2,000 years. I don't see the harm in giving Briar Rose a chance. Besides, she'll just keep trying to copy them illegally otherwise. No. No? You heard me. We'll drop the subject for now. Mostly because I have a spell to cast. Since Bry called Ella, the room still holds a bit of their mutual energy. It's not the kind of thing a junior wizard could use in a spell. Then again, I'm not a junior wizard, and I will find Ella. I will absolutely find Ella. And that's the next chapter of Briar Rose. You'll remember that incident from Briar Rose, next chapter of Ella's story. But the chapter itself is from Briar Rose, but it was from Briar Rose's point of view. That's what Alex saw from his point of view when it happened, which is always very interesting to see the two different points of view, that like Alex looking at this and knowing that Knox clearly has something for Briar Rose. Not that he ever says that, but he knows it, right? He can sense it and see it in his friend. Anyway, guys, that's the next chapter. Thank you for listening, and many blessings.